So, back at it once again. As per the description, you will find that this is going to be a recurring theme. Is just like anyone else, we all have our own individual specific challenge or things that in my case, I used to be struggling, this and that. But at the end of the day, just how I presume, for example, some of the popular ladies, um, yeah, it's probably annoying getting approached by guys that you want to have nothing to do with, so on and so forth. Is annoying, this and that. Maybe when you were young, it was a challenge. You got absolutely ruined sometimes by guys like this. But as you move forward, it's no longer so much of a challenge, but it still remains an annoyance, right? How I can relate to that, a lot of people that back in the day, when it used to be all the conspiracy theory things and so on and so forth, were referring to gang stalking and targeted individuals, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, what I've written in the description, I think it describes the best. Well, putting asking questions, of course, and the answer is somewhere. It's going to be very similar, regardless. Just how whether uh, things happen one way or another, it's not going to change the fact that there is large regressive groups of people. So, first of all, just how you had even religiously from the Bible before the flood or before the fall of specific societies, so on and so forth. There's all manner of traits and behaviors that people perform, or should I say, good values and good traits and good mental health and so on and so forth that they underperform on. And as a result of that, they'll perform on all manner of things that are not nowhere near correct. Yeah. And what is being correct? Moving at least on a same level, or maybe moving that line to the next level and going that way. When you are doing things of a less quality, so on and so forth, when you're performing cognitively less as an individual, as a group, and you're relying more on fiction and mystification than on uh, physical performance, mental performance, when you're relying more on deception and covert means and so on and so forth, then you've already lost. Even if you might win some battles, right? Come and snuff me out, you're still lost at the end of the day. In terms of a, mentality, in terms of a society, in terms of not working and actually destroying, right? Even from what I've learned from some of the teachings from the societies that have manly halls and things like this. They even don't know about Illuminati, but they won't know about manly halls and all of that. Anyways, and how the chaos and destruction is so that then uh, uh, construction, creation and harmony can take place, right? To move on to the next level. Well, from what I can see, it's that bad. I used to question my own mind that maybe I don't remember things. And then when I sit there and recollect, sit there and reminisce as it be, yeah, I sure remember everything. And I've sure learnt from things, so on and so forth. But some people just absolutely choose to not change, to not give up the demolition and move on to construction. They're not going to do that anytime soon. At the end of the day, pattern and behavior recognition says a lot more than what people say, and especially when they do things in covert means. So, yeah, that's where it's at. And one thing that I'm going to continue choosing to, while I have the capability and ability to be more social, to be more tolerant, so on and so forth, there isn't actually being humble in the way that I should be, in terms of doing my best, stay out of the codependent and doing my best to be as close as to no contact when it comes to providing both narcissistic supply and any other form of what it genuinely is, at the end of the day, illegal and unlawful participation in basically human trafficking and any niches that can come out of that, right? Just how secret societies are frowned upon. And I believe certain factions, right, the ones that are more genuine and don't have a lot of criminality to hide, and are quality people and have services, products, so on and so forth, they can just come out and perform on that. I'm sure a lot of them haven't had much issue transitioning into no longer being secret. And just how other factions have gone more secret and more illegitimate and have gone from being registered or having some form of face and front to their thing, have gone deeper and deeper. And I'm not talking professional government organizations and stuff like that. That is totally understandable. This is certainly not the case. But just how I've used that as an example, how do you define, how do you find the sources of the covert, narcissistic, interaction out in society? Do you blame it on smart cities? The implementation of smart cities. Do you blame it on how I've said, secret societies? Do you blame it on criminal organizations? And when do you come to say, you know what, maybe it is absolute corruption and so on and so forth? But how I've said at the beginning, towards the start of this video, what allows it to happen is the people performing, or should I say, with a bad performance in it. And to perform like that, you have to have at least some degree of ill mental health. So on that note, cheers to the uh, psychological societies that run the international channel, the international faction of online and so on and so forth, all peer reviewed and all of that. They have published recently. They pretty much the key issue that all societies and the whole planet is faced with today, which provides for a way of describing it so that it transcends religion, location, territory, nations, language. Like, I mean, you could write it in any language, just how people describe how narcissistic, malignant narcissistic behavior and things of this nature, personality disorders and traits transcend culture, religion, so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, how when having this sort of knowledge, it really changes the way that if you have the knowledge, obviously, it changes the goalpost. It changes the I don't know, even your reward system. Things that normally you'd give value to, so on and so forth, you no longer give value to. Like, what is the community? If you know that the community, for most part, can be persuaded very easily to change from to go even against their own interest and their own things. It's very sad. It's very sad. I haven't seen many people that stand for one thing and are not swayed much. And I'm not talking young people that go through learning stages and try one thing and move forward and try another thing and then come to a conclusion. In good faith, I've tried trying to make some sense as it be, to learn as much as I can to get down to why, these collective behaviors are happening, and it is tied in together with maybe so that I don't describe it from a psychological standpoint, their lack of experience with being enslaved, being enslaved, and also knowing that you can, like the struggles and then the gains, the liberty, that you can get. And there's not many. I don't think there's many places around the planet where they've done that, and how specifically here locally, there's actually one radio station that they were mocking and laughing and using it as an absolute joke and stuff like that. One of the most important things and in terms of genuine liberty and genuine like that the evidence that people have managed to win, before. Of course, then it didn't last for very long, but the evidence is there, like it has happened. Being Spartacus, they were literally taking the piss of that while they haven't broken out of the colony and things like this. Like how absolutely, with lack of ability, can you be when you perform like a slave? You perform like a slave. You pretty much are a slave. And then you laugh and mock mentalities, concepts, evidence of others that have managed to achieve what you should want to achieve. So I guess that they can't even think that, it would be nice to break out of codependency. They can't even imagine what it would be to be independent, to stand on your own 2 feet is absolutely, that they think is that impossible and that much fiction and so on and so forth, that one, they won't accept the concept. Then 2, they won't accept not just the concept that it has happened and people have performed on it successfully. So it must be generational. Some people mock them. I don't do it, but inbreeding, generational, and we're talking millennia of slavery, specifically covert slavery. Because if you can see the chains, right? If you can, then you're gonna do something about it. But when you're talking on the radio that Spartacus, well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I, for one, have made peace with knowing that more than likely, lifelong, the energy, the performance in return on my behalf is going to be a net negative, and is due to external factors, right? Just how the African slaves could see the chains, knew that they were slaves. So, and they had you make peace with that, right? You find a way to live like that. Maybe some of their children, or who knows, other types of slaves might have been that enslaved that they didn't even know that they were slaves. So they had it a lot worse from like a, thinking and behavior and long-term standpoint. So I'm going to leave it there, and all the best to our smart city and the covert manipulation, the absolute sick in the mind regressive collectives that won't stop doing all they can to try to get me to comply with what I know that is incorrect, so on and so forth. Just know that yous are, there's a big list that would just define both the behavior, the legal side of things, in terms of law, in terms of ethics, morals, and all of that. And it's not good things. It's not good. Not good. All the best.